Well, good afternoon, everybody. I just want to show you real quick how to use the report that I just sent you on the web profile report. Again, this is it's a fairly crude report, but it'll give you or whoever is looking at the consistency of your faculty's web profiles an opportunity to at least find things where information is missing pretty easily, and it'll allow you to do a variety of other things as well. So basically what I did was I created a web profile report that exports all of the data into Excel, and then I built a pivot table off of that information so that you can at least see things for your school. So I have this by group, and I grouped everything by school, and so you can select the school that you're interested in. So for me it would be the School of Mathematics and Natural Sciences. So you can just find whatever school you're interested in, whatever one belongs to you. And it will filter based on that grouping that you have. And so you'll be able to look at all of the different things in the web profile for this particular group. So down here at the bottom you'll see a variety of tabs. So there's the web bio, expertise, courses, publication, affiliation, language. And this web plus profile plus report is all the raw data. So you have all the raw data. You can build any pivot table that you want to build off of that information, but I think this one's a pretty good start. So for example, what you'll see in web profile, or excuse me, web bio, you will see the individual's text that they have typed into their web bio, followed by their last name, their ID number, and their email address, so you can identify who the individual is pretty easily. If you just click on that, you can see all of the information pulls up in here in the top, and you can cut and paste that into Word if you wanted to edit it and send back suggestions, whatever the case may be, or just read it. So you can see what people have for their web profile. And then, of course, you can also find blanks, so people who do not have anything listed for their web bio in their profile. So you might want to reach out, or we encourage you to reach out actually to these faculty in your school to have them update their web bio for the web profile. And I'm getting tongue twisted here with the number of times I'm having to say web. Now it's very important to also note that not everybody in these lists will have web profile access. So for example, if a staff member taught a course, then they would be in this as well because they do have a DM user account, but since they have the rank of staff, they won't appear on the web profile. So it would be perfectly valid for them to have a blank entry. But for example, some faculty, who are assistant, associate, full professor, all that kind of stuff, they should have a web bio for their profile. And so if you see them in the blank area, you should reach out and talk to them. In the expertise tab, if we click over to expertise, again, you can select whichever one you want. And I'll just pick on my home discipline. In the School of Mathematics and Natural Sciences. So again, you'll be able to see what they have listed as their areas of expertise and who they are and all of that kind of stuff. So you can figure that out pretty easily. You can again click on it and get the information. You can cut and paste it into Word, do whatever you want to do pretty easily. So you'll be able to go through and see who has something listed, and of course those who have nothing listed in their particular area of expertise. So again, you can reach out and encourage them to update their web profile. Courses actually lists the courses or the notable courses that they taught. So again, you can filter that by school pretty easily, and you'll be able to see all of that information. You'll be able to look and see whether or not they have a publication, one publication. You won't be able to tell how many publications they have. And the reason for this is it got really complicated to list all of the publications. The information just got really difficult to manage. And so what you'll see when you look at this, you'll see a number, and then you'll see the name, the ID number, and the email address for the individual. Now that number doesn't mean anything really as far as you're concerned. All it means is that they have a publication listed, okay? So really what you need to focus on are at the end of the list when you search by your school, anybody who has a blank, okay? And so that's going to be the important thing. Those that have nothing listed above in terms of a number like we saw up here, okay, tells you that in fact they have nothing listed for their publication. So you'll want to reach out to them. And again, it's best to do this by going in, selecting the area that you want to look at. It's a lot easier to look at than looking at everybody's. Okay, and so looking at a particular school, you can all of a sudden you can see the blanks and go in and help those faculty members update their information to display their publications. Okay, affiliations is the same kind of way. Faculty can list up to 5 different affiliations or organizations, if you will. And so instead of listing all 5 and it being just difficult for you all to manage, we only looked at the first one. And so if they had something listed, they've got something listed. If they don't, they don't. Again, it's trying to help you identify where things are missing in a particular person's web profile, as opposed to looking at, very granularly and seeing if they got all right 5 ones listed or whatever the case may be. So again, very useful for you to go in and quickly see what's going on there. Language, again, since a faculty member can actually list more than one language, really what we're interested here is do they have a language listed, and if so, is it something other than English? It is perfectly fine not to have a language listed. I just want everybody to understand that. And in fact, if the only language that you speak is English, we recommend that you not list English as a language. So you can go through and see who has what languages listed. Again, you can sort by school, and then you'll also be able to go down at the end and see who has nothing listed. So you'll be able to tell, especially if you're in like the foreign languages program, this is obviously going to be very, very important to you. So you can check to see that people are listing their languages accurately, correctly, and appropriately, as the case may be. Okay. So again, we're really interested in people listing the languages that are important to the work that they do here at the university, not necessarily the fact that you can speak English. Okay, so those are the tabs that you're going to be able to use to quickly go in and review the web profile for your school as a whole, relatively easily. And then anything else that you want to pull, you can actually go to the raw data and you can build your own pivot tables on that as well. So I recommend you probably not do that, just because there's a lot of stuff in those pivot tables that you could pivot on that could give inaccurate information, and so that's why I don't count anything or anything like that. It's just so you can go through and identify holes within the web profile. If you have any questions about the report, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, douglas.masterson@usm.edu, or give me a phone call. Happy to help any way that I can. And this is a report actually that you can build for yourself. This is not a report that comes along with Digital Measures. It's something that I built in the export data. You all have the ability to do that as directors, and if you want me to walk you through how to build the report, I'd be more than happy to show you how to build your own report so that you can have whoever in your offices manage and look at the web profile. So you could run this report, once you have it built for yourself, you could run this report every semester, every month, every whatever you decide to do it on, so that you can go through and keep kind of some tabs on the updating of the web profile. Not that you're wanting to keep tabs on everything, but we do want to make sure that our web profiles are relatively up to date, so that it remains relevant to our external and internal stakeholders. So with that, I'll just say have a good afternoon, everybody, and stay safe.